officials and Denny Green, our coach here, both served on the competition committee for over 9 years, Denny in the chairman capacity. So they're very clear with a lot of the rules that the NFL has tinkered with over the last 9 years and tried to implement. What we've tried to do is streamline some of those rules while keeping all the traditional aspects of the league intact. So you will see in basic format the league in the same structure you're used to seeing on Sundays. But we've done some things for efficiency, like the overtime rule and instant replay, to speed up the game and to add what we think is a little bit more equity to it. If you look at the win-loss records of most teams, more often it's decided by the coin toss in overtime. In our league, each team will get an equal possession and then essentially sudden death will rule. So that's an important thing in the rules. On prices, we're dramatically different. Our model, if you will, is to provide 80% of the value for about 20% of the cost. And our $20 tickets, I think, were probably far less than even 20%. So I think that goes again to the model that distinguishes us from other leagues. We really want to make our game affordable to fans, and at a $20 average ticket price, we think we've achieved that.
Michael, is Michael Vick, in your view, any closer to playing in your league?
Well, I think the longer he goes without a suitor in the National Football League, the more likely our league becomes a destination place. And our view has been to sort of stay hands-off and wait and see what happens. Obviously, if he can connect with a National Football League team, we think that's great for him and would certainly be supported. But if through this training camp process, for whatever reason, he's unable to latch on to an NFL club, then we think we would be the perfect transition opportunity for him to gain entry back into the National Football League.
On a similar front, if I can ask Mr. Pelosi, are you prepared in just a matter of weeks to have 10,000 people out here protesting Michael Vick being on your team, sir?
Well, first of all, Michael Vick would not be on our team. The way we have the league structured, if he did join the league, he would be playing in Orlando. Number one. Your second question is a very good one. I think we have to be prepared for whatever comes down the line in terms of community reaction for that, as does the NFL.
I think also, just to add to that, is that an awful lot of planning and due diligence on our part has already gone into the what-ifs if Michael Vick played on our team. We certainly recognize that the conduct that he employed is something that still agitates a number of people. I get regular emails from people. So we recognize that. But we also conducted a poll of our fans, and overwhelmingly, by more than 80%, they said they welcomed his return to professional football. The commissioner's decision to allow him to sign with the National Football League team also speaks to the point that I think other individuals have made that decision. So I think we would be following in step as opposed to swimming upstream on that decision.
What's the status on the Sacramento market? Is there going to be one coming our way, or how does that work?
Interesting.
Yeah. We've had a couple of terrific meetings up in Sacramento with the president and athletic director up at Sacramento State. They would be anxious for us to, or we would be anxious to play a game up there. Given the schedules, it will not work out for this season for us to play a game up there. However, we are going to look very closely at their schedule for next year. The other part of it is that they are building a wonderful new field house up there on the west side of the stadium, and that would make it a lot easier for us also to accommodate both teams and all that goes into a professional game above that and beyond of a college. And also they're looking at a new field up there. So we won't be playing a game up there this year, but we absolutely hope to be playing up there at Sac State next year.
Hey Paul, was there a conscious decision to make the uniforms dissimilar from the 49ers, and can you go a little bit into the process of whittling 35,000 suggestions to the Redwoods as for the team name?
Well, well, the answer is, as far as the emblem, we're looking to the future. We're looking at green. We're looking at innovation, and the team that and the group that came up with the logo gave us the initial colors that we're working with. As far as the 49ers are concerned, in picking the name, I asked my son, who is a great sports fan, what he thought of a couple of these names that we were coming up with. And he said, well, gee, Dad, you know, San Francisco 49ers doesn't exactly roll off the tongue either until after they won 5 championships. And so coming up with a name is an interesting task. We have tasked everybody on this, from our professionals to our fans, to our families, to our grandchildren. I don't think Isabella, my 5-month-old granddaughter in the front row, has tuned in yet, but Lord knows her mother has. So it was just a question of coming up with something that we thought was spoke to what you were doing.
Our intellectual property lawyers have been very busy also vetting the names.
And shutting down a lot of them.
Yeah, and you know, it's almost like finding a website today. And many people register those names with the hopes that a team that fails to do its due diligence will pick something that they can use to then force you to change or to sell to them at extreme prices. So a lot of very significant due diligence on the intellectual property side went into screening a number of those names. But it was a process that's really gone on for the last 6 months.